How are you doing?
We're fine.
Hello.
Great, thanks.
We are excited.
Is this your first time in Pori?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ever.
So you started in 2010 and never play in Pori.
Well, actually, we started in 2004 originally.
2004,
Yeah, so it's 20 years now. So, but we never made it to Pori. Pori, it might say 2010 because that's the time when we changed the name to Numento. But originally, we started in 2004 when we started actually playing our instruments. But for the first 6 years, there's not much to tell about those years other than just learning to play.
Why did you choose the name Numento?
The name comes from, there was this like a Finnish actor called Esa Pakarinen, who usually plays like comedic roles. An old actor has died already, but he played like in this handyman called Numento in like one movie or play, and he was a bit of an asshole. And after that, our previous guitar player's father used to call every single asshole in movies as Numento, as like antagonists as Numento. And when we decided to change that name, the new name for the band, we thought like Numento sounds kind of fun, and then just that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that it's like antagonist actually.
Yeah. So your third album was released last June, the Antimatter Fantasy. So what can you tell about its genesis and lyric?
For the album I kind of wanted to explore a little bit more like the evil side of humanity. Like on the vile entity I already started like with the theme, but the Antimatter Fantasy is like the name means like antimatter is like it's really like a strong matter, and if you make like an antimatter bomb, it's like even more destructive than a nuclear bomb. So I thought like Antimatter Fantasy is like destructive fantasy world that I connected with like really like dictators and other like cult leaders and evil people who kind of create their own fantasy world to enable themselves to do like anything, because they have like such a big ego, and they justify doing all like violence and anything to other people because they need to protect their own fantasy world. So that's the topic.
And musical-wise, what can you tell about this album?
So musically, maybe we're more going to the both extremes. So we have more like heavier stuff, but also more like mellow and progressive stuff.
Yeah. And on this album, we for the first time we had a producer outside the band. So we worked with a like professional producer from Germany. I think he helped us a lot to kind of make the songs like really interesting. And yeah, he helped us with the pre-production even. So he was with us to create like the best songs possible. So, yeah.
Chris Herle was his name, and also we introduced the Finnish traditional instrument Kantele more in this album. We had it on the last album as in the intro of Mother of Evil, the song Mother of Evil. So Katri can tell more about the Kantele.
It was my long dream to be able to play Kantele. I bought it first in 2012 already, and I had a dream that maybe one day I could play Kantele in a metal band because I thought it was very cool, and the sound of Kantele is kind of like it's this sort of like very ethereal sound, and it has like a long sustain, and I think the atmosphere of Kantele suits our music like super well. So I thought like why not add it even more, and for the song Equinox I composed the Kantele first to that song, and then we added other instruments or continued with the other instruments, but the origin of the song was with Kantele, but also on the other songs like Singularity, Dark Web, then we added the Kantele a bit later. Or like we thought it suits the song, but I kind of play like chords and melodies. But yeah, so yeah, it was very cool to have it on the album.
Yeah. How long did it take to learn to play?
When I bought Kantele, I kind of learned a little bit, but not so well. It was maybe from when we started Vile Entity and had that Mother of Evil song with Kantele. Then I kind of started more and more like trying to learn Kantele, and also for that song we had to invent like a special type of tuning to Kantele that would suit the tuning of our guitar players. And once we kind of figured out the scale that the Kantele would sound, then it was like easier to continue learning it and experimenting with melodies and chords. Yeah, but maybe like few years, like 3 years, I have been like playing it more actively. Yeah.
It's really cool to have those traditional instruments in metal music.
Yes.
It gives that something extra.
Yeah, yeah. We have heard it from many listeners and followers that we should kind of continue with it.
Yeah, you can see during our gigs when Katri takes the Kantele out, everyone lifts their phone and starts like film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What gear do you use?
Well, we use ESP guitars and basses, all of us. We used to play with like real amps, we have two amps, tube amps, but actually this summer we started using modelers. We both play Boss modelers, and he's been using the Helix for some time.
Yeah.
So we've been happy traveling light without the huge cabs and stuff.
Yeah, life is so much easier now.
Yeah, I'm the only one with instruments who still uses like a traditional pedal board with actual like pedals. Yeah, but my Kantele is from Estonian instrument maker, Kantlekota. It was custom made.
Yeah, nice. What's about drums?
I have a pair of drums and mine cymbals. Mostly mine cymbals. Yeah.
I was thinking when you were saying that now it's more easy, more lightweight to take the stuff, then there is always the drum.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
problematic.
The hard life to being drummer.
Yeah.
Yes.
What can you tell about the artwork of the album?
Yeah, I do all the artwork from the albums. I think it's like, I mean, I love making the music, but also I've always considered like the albums to be a physical like medium. But also, when you buy the album, you kind of have to have something extra, and you can like look the booklet and so on. So I really try to put work in those. The artwork of the album, and the artwork is inspired by Katri's lyrics, and often I ask from Katri what kind of ideas does she have about the lyrics, and from there the like art derives from that.
Yeah.
How much time did it take to do the artwork? More or less?
Enough to make me insane. No,
The music video.
Yeah.
the album artwork, it took like maybe, well, tens of hours. But what really took time during this album was the music video opinion, because it's hand animated. I've drawn every single frame of it. So and it's a 6-minute song, which was a fucking stupid idea to speak that song. But every single frame is hand drawn. There's thousands of pictures that I had to draw for it, and that took like 400, 500 hours to make. So I did it for like over a year. So it took a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we hope that people don't think that it's like AI video
Yeah.
because
When I started drawing it, I like the AI pictures, and that wasn't a big thing. But when I was drawing, the AI like picture generators like really appeared, and I was like thinking, oh shit, everyone's gonna think that this is AI made, but it's not AI
it's
made.
not.
Yeah. The AI, it's a big problem because first people don't recognize what is real and what is not. For example, when we talk about photos.
Yeah.
And for me, it's clear what is not
Yeah.
real, but a lot of people, you see people sharing on social media those photos and no? Are you believing that? But also for artists,
Yeah.
it's a big issue. So.
Yeah. But I'm sure that everyone who knows anything about animation can see from that that it's not AI made, and that's enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are today playing in Pori, and then you have still all December, every weekend, December and January, you
almost
are
every-
playing around Finland.
Yeah.
What's next? There are any other tour coming?
Yeah, we are trying to broaden our kind of
Area.
the area. We want to have concerts like even more than Finland. So we hope that it will happen. Previous summer we were in Estonia, in Tallinn to play, and that was very cool. So we would hope to go back to Estonia and also maybe other countries in Europe. So I think that would be very nice for us. And now we also have a very good booking agent, Tiina from Death Agency, and we're super lucky to have her because she is doing a lot of work to kind of book gigs to us and bring us forward in our career actually. Because before Tiina, I used to do it myself, and that was not very successful at all. So I think now we are like getting more gigs and like and all over Finland. We this winter even we are going to like 3 new places we haven't played before, like Pori, Lahti and Hämeenlinna are completely new for gigs, and we are gonna return to Turku as well. So very cool.
And let's hope that in Europe people are going to book you.
Yeah.
I think you deserve to go to play outside of Finland much more.
Yeah, and I think like for example in Germany there is a huge market for this kind of music. So we hope that German people will
So
discover
every
us.
booking agent in Germany, listen
or
carefully.
or festivals or we are open for any.
Do you have on your calendar some festival? Or not yet? I know that you cannot tell anything,
Yeah.
but there is anything?
There will be something like festival next summer, but we cannot tell anything else. But there will be certainly some very cool things. Yeah.
Talking about music, what are your main influences? I know it's a tricky question because everyone is different influences.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
if you think each of you, the bands or artists or whatever inspired you to play.
Yeah. I personally love a lot of like progressive metal and also symphonic metal. I got really excited about Epica. Simon Simons is probably my biggest inspiration for singing. Of course, I used to listen to The Agonist a lot, like where Alice White-Glass used to sing. So those two are like very big influences to my singing. But yeah, I listen to a lot of like Gojira and The Ocean, and that type of music, and a lot of like death metal as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like to listen to a lot of progressive metal, but you know, as a lead guitar player, I really much fancy certain guitar players. But when I was 15, I found Joe Satriani, so that's one of my biggest guitar heroes, and you may also hear some Pliny or stuff like that. So maybe something from jazz fusion side as well.
Simo?
I think for me, I don't really listen to a lot of metal anymore, but I used to. Just the hair. But but yeah, for me, bass playing, I don't really have a clear influence. Maybe Fieldy from Korn. He was like my first bass hero, but I don't really sound anything like him. But a lot of new metal stuff and punk stuff where the bass is like pretty simple but groovy and powerful. And from new metal that's why I play 5 and 6 string basses to get lower than standard bass. And the reason I have 6 string bass is because of John Young of Dream Theater, because I was a big progressive metal fan when I was a teen and started playing bass, and I just had to have a 6 string. I could do with 3 string these days, but but yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think what really introduced me to rock music was Led Zeppelin, and I think I love Jimmy Page's playing. I still love Led Zeppelin, but if I think like the heavier stuff nowadays, I think I can also like say the Ocean is one of like the bands more similar to our music that I really think that I like at the moment.
I can say only one band, but I think old school thrash metal and old school death metal, that is for me, and grindcore.
So fast.
Yeah.
A little bit faster.
It was funny.
But only on glam rock. I like very much. I don't know why, but glam rock, yeah.
It's just funny that we used to play a bit lighter music, maybe not even a bit lighter, much lighter music. I mean, still metal, but more like influenced with maybe power metal or something like that. And when Nico joined the band like 10 years ago, he had the background in death metal and grindcore. Suddenly, we played a lot heavier music.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the combination is super cool, and at the moment, I think we are making music that I always wanted to play in a band, so it's kind of dream come true for me at least. Yeah.
There is any kind of music that you don't really enjoy? If you think maybe an artist or a style that it's not your thing?
Oh, I listen to a lot of different genres. Like I used to study classical singing, so I love like all kinds of operas, and I love folk music, obviously, like Kalandra and Heilung and stuff like that as well. And even some rap songs are really interesting. I appreciate a lot of like different genres. Maybe like songs that are not very inventive or like very mainstream stuff that is like just made purely to like make a lot of money or like to have a lot of masses to listen to, but they are actually like quite repetitive, or they're not bringing anything new to the genre. Maybe that's like that kind of music that it doesn't interest me a lot. But from pop music even, I sometimes get really addicted to like if there's a good melody, I will be addicted to that song, even though it would be like pop or rap or whatever.
I think I would agree definitely with Patri. I mean, there's in every genre, I think there's innovative ways to do it, and it can be very interesting. But if it's not innovative, if it's not innovative metal music, then even the metal music is not that interesting for me.
If it's like copying some other big band, like very famous band, and some band is just like playing very similar without bringing any like personal touch of it, then I don't find it interesting.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest problem with metal bands especially is that they let's say a band plays death metal and all their influences are death metal, it becomes so boring and stuff like that. I think influence should be taken from all around the genre. It's better that it's almost better to not have your genre's influence and just make your own shit up.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, and just like as a disclaimer, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna trash any like artists or so on.
Yeah, no.
If they enjoy doing what they do, that's great for them. But it's not maybe my cup of tea.
Yeah.
This is you know, for many artists it's like this. They don't listen. There are a lot of bands that don't listen anymore to metal. They listen to everything else, but not metal. I think that also when you play metal, then you want to have something else to listen. And also it opens your mind and give you how to say more ideas. So you can put a bit of flamenco or a bit of rap or whatever you want in your music.
Let's do a flamenco song.
Let's write stuff down. What
Flamenco
else?
is difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. So yeah.
It is. Yeah, I used to go to like classical guitar lessons for a long time, and it was like flamenco stuff as well. That's not easy.
It's not. It's interesting, but not easy at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something that I have talked with a lot of bands about what kind of music listen and being open-minded to listen a bit of everything. Then I think that everyone has maybe a kind of music that is not in their core. So I, for example, I know that I'm not really into reggae or in the pure black metal. If it's symphonic black metal, then I like.
I
If it's
agree.
pure,
I agree.
It's a bit more difficult. There is need to mix, and if a band listen only to certain bands, they are going to sound like those bands. They are not going to evolve if they listen all the time to the same. And it's okay, but sometimes there is need to something new.
Yeah, I really appreciate when some bands have really found their own style and they are like developing their style. Like for example, I really love Finnish bands like Devenial, Verdict and Omnivortex because they are like super heavy music, but they have like very interesting own style that they have developed and nobody else is doing that. So I really appreciate those. I'm a huge fan.
But we are at the end of this interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
it was
thank
a pleasure.
you.
Would you like to say something to your fans and people that are watching this interview?
Thank you so much for following us and listening to our music. We hope to see you at our gigs very soon.
Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.